guys, Marmalade here for Q&A number 17. I've got 3 or 4 good questions, and I've got kind of an announcement that I want to make towards the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. So let's get to the questions right away. So question number 1 was from Finding Tranquility. How did you get the name Marmalade? So yeah, I've mentioned a little bit here and there. You would know for sure if you've watched my whole through hike, because at some point there when I get to Casa de Luna, I got it. That's at mile like 4, I forget now, 480. But it took all the way there for me to decide on it. How it works on the trail is whether it's your personality, the way you look, your gear, something you do. It's usually something you do dumb. You get a trail name. You don't have to use it. Sometimes they're derogatory. Some people keep them anyway, but you don't have to use them. I love the color orange, and my backpack is orange and a lot of my stuff sacks, and I like orange. So people were giving me names that have to do with orange early on, but none of them really were that great. There were some silly ones that had nothing to do with me. They just being funny. So and when you're hiking on the trail, you're not really working on a trail name. It just kind of happens. And I got literally 400 something miles in, so like 4 weeks in, and I still hadn't got one. But my hiking partner Adam had called me Marmalade early, somewhere in the middle of that 480 miles before we got to Casa de Luna, and I kind of liked it, and but I thought, well, I'll wait, you know. And so I got to Casa de Luna, and one of the traditions there is there's a big white bed sheet on there and it says Class of 2019, and you sign it, and if you don't have a trail name, you sign your name. But I'm like, I want a trail name. Not only do I want one, but I want to be able to sign that. So that's when I kind of rounded up a bunch of hikers, and I said, these are the ones I've gotten, what do you think? This is kind of where I'm leaning, and I just decided on Marmalade was the best one of all of them. So Adam, thank you for my name. I love it now, and I think it fits me and I enjoy it. So that's how I got Marmalade. So my next question is from Doug Laher. He asked me, if you were to pick a 50 to 75 mile stretch between Campo and Kennedy Meadows, where a less experienced hiker could join for a week or so, where would it be? So I think it's actually here in the desert. I thought about it a lot, and it ends up being 66.5 miles, so right in that 50 to 75 mile window you said. It's from Mount Laguna, which is mile 43, to Warner Springs, which is mile marker 109.5. So Mount Laguna, which is mile 43 to 109.5. The reason why I like that is if you started out in Mount Laguna, you've already done all the climbing, so it's kind of roly-poly from there, and it's not very hard. It's kind of all the way to mile 77 from 43 is mostly flat and kind of up and down, but nothing hard, no big mountains, to Scissors Crossing. And then a couple climbs, but really not very hard. It's a very beautiful section, not very hard. Amazing views. If I have some pictures, I'll put them up here from that stretch. So yeah, that's what I pick. When you get further on past that, it's just kind of one big mountain after another, and it kind of gets more difficult as you go. I mean, I like the way the trail is designed, because when you're starting out, especially if you're not in good shape, it's difficult but not super hard, and it gets harder as you go. So you kind of mentally and physically get yourself prepared as you get like towards Idlewild and there past that. So question 3 is a good one from Gail Walker. Please give more info about the fire permits you have to get. So it's called a California fire permit, and you need it to use a stove, lantern, or to make a campfire. They're free, and all you do is you go to a site that I'll put right here. And it's simple. It's for a calendar year, so it's from January 1 to December 31st. So there's no use in getting it early if you're going to hike in 2020, let's say through hike. I just waited for this year. I think I got it a couple days into January, and it's good for the whole year, and you have to have it. You get a huge fine if you have any fires or stoves and you don't have a fire permit. So they're free, and you just watch some videos. You take a simple quiz. It's almost like an idiot could pass it, and then you just print out the fire permit. So yeah, when you do your thru hike, you have your thru hiking permit, and you'll have your fire permit that you have on you all the time. And then if you are doing the whole trail and you get to Canada, you'll need your entry into Canada, which is you do through their government if you decide to do that. So my final question is from Michelle Oglesby Flores, and it's part of, I'm going to answer your question. It's part of what I want to talk to you guys about. It's kind of personal, but it's been important. It's something I've been going through, and I wanted to share with you and be honest. So Michelle asked, you have alluded to whether you are going to finish the trail next year. Have you confirmed that you will hike in 2020? So 1000%, my goal is to finish my through hike. I have 1,750 miles from mile 702 Kennedy Meadows all the way up to Stevens Pass. I haven't decided if I'm going northbound or southbound yet. I'm kind of looking at the weather. I have to decide on January 14th when I get my permit, but I'm leaning towards going northbound, but I haven't decided yet. I'm kind of waiting for the weather. So yes, I fully intend on hiking in 2020, but this leads into something that is probably going to be tough to talk about, but I don't know if you guys can go back and watch. They're very beautiful videos, but I don't know if you remember September 24th, 25th, and 26th, I went up to Mammoth, and I did, it was kind of like the first time I did a full backpacking trip with my ankle healed and on rocky, tough terrain. I wanted to test it with a full pack. So I did a 3-day, 2-night one up there to Thousand Eye Lake, went by Garnet Lake, Camp that he dies up. So I did a 3-day and 2-night. Something strange happened. On the 3rd day when I got up at Ediza Lake, I felt normal. I got on my backpack. It was going to be easy 8 miles, mostly downhill all the way to the car and then to come home. And as I was hiking, physically easy day, I started to not feel very good, and I felt like the flu and really weak and kind of achy joints. So, but not horrible yet, but just kind of a little bit. So just thought it was kind of weird, and I thought, oh great, I'm getting sick. So you know, flew, got to the car, drove home, and started to feel horrible. And that was September 26th. I've felt horrible ever since. There's a few close friends like Dave and Christy that know, my son, and a few people that are closer to me here that I know, because I've been trying to figure out what's wrong with me. I've honestly never been in this much pain in my life. It's I think what I have is Lyme's disease. About 2 years ago, I found 2 ticks about 1 inch apart in my hip, dug in pretty deep. And I dug them out and everything, and I didn't get sick or anything, but I was a little concerned because they were pretty deep, and I didn't really feel them the whole hike. I did just a 2-day, 1-night out on the PCT by myself. So anyway, that was about 2 years ago. I have since found out, I don't know if it's Lyme's disease for sure, but I found out that with Lyme's disease, normally when you get it, it takes about 2 weeks and then you become sick. It's easier to heal then because the Lyme's is in your blood, and you can take antibiotics and things to squelch it and kill it right then. You feel horrible for a while, but you get rid of it. I have what they might, if I have this, and I don't know if I have it, is chronic Lyme's disease, which means it can become dormant in your body for a long time and then just appear. And there's no reason for it necessarily. So if I have this, this is what's happened. But chronic is way worse because it's gone. Also, I will give Bart, if you see this, Bart was somebody, if you watch my videos, who hiked over 200 miles with me on the PCT on my through hike. Come to find out, I didn't know him, he just joined me, and then we got to know each other, and he's a retired internal medicine doctor. And so I called him, we talked about it, and he said the problem with chronic is once it's gone past your blood, it ends up in your cells. I went, and the other problem I'm having is I don't have insurance because I quit my job to go on the hike. I don't have insurance, I have to pay for everything cash. And so I had went to a lab and had a bunch of blood tests done for Lyme's disease, and it came out negative. So then I was back to ground zero. But then I talked to Bart, and he said, no, if you catch it early on when you first get the tick bites, that if you have Lyme's, it'll show up in your blood. But if I have it, it's gone to my cells, which will not be detected in my blood test. So I paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars for all these blood tests. They came all negative, said I was fine, and I'm kind of at ground zero. But I'm pretty convinced, you know. Thank you, Dave. Dave's been amazing researching what I possibly have and things I can do. So it's attacked my body completely, and it's super bad in the mornings. When I wake up, my hands don't move. It takes everything I can to just stand up from the bed, literally. And then I've got to like put clothes on and shower and shave, all that stuff you do. I literally, it's something to do with when I'm static, I'm in bed at night and I'm sleeping. I wake up and I haven't used my muscles or anything, and all my major joints are the worst, and it feels like I'm being stabbed with knives. My knees, all the ligaments, all the muscles, everything, and as I go, it's kind of strange. As the day goes, like right now, I'm moving around. It still hurts, but it's not horrible. But it loosens up to where I'm functional. And by the end of the day, I don't feel horrible. I don't feel great, but I'm not horrible. But every single day starts over the same way. And so I'm at this place where I don't know what to do because I don't have the money to just throw money at a bunch of tests that may or may not work. My friend John has said he had a friend that had Lyme's, and she used some homeopathic things to heal herself, and it worked. So I'm looking into that. If any of you guys know anything, let me know. You know, you guys, people out there are great resources and are very helpful. So, but I don't know if I have Lyme's. It could be something else, but it has something to do. It's affecting my autoimmune system, and I can just feel it's attacking my whole body. I don't know if it's something. I don't know if it's something that's just simple. If it's Lyme's, I don't know if I'm dying. I don't know what it is, but I know my body, and I've always been pain-free. I've been blessed to be super healthy and be an athlete. And I don't mean to ramble on this. I just try to tell you what I'm experiencing. And so I'm going on as like I'm going to be hiking in 2020. I'm hoping to fix this, but there's a chance I don't. I mean, I'm having a hard time. This winter, I'm going to go out in the desert and hike some, but there's no way I can do 20 to 25 mile days every day feeling like this. I literally, I can't even function. So I'm really concerned for my health right now, but I'm planning on going in 2020. If I start at Kennedy Meadows, that'll be around June. If I start on the north up at Stevens Pass where I finished, after I broke my ankle, that would be in July, so I have more time. So I'm hoping to find out what this is. I mean, not only do I want to find out what this is, but I want to feel better, and I want to get back into hiking shape. I'm going to hike some, but normally I'd be hiking a lot and staying in shape, and it's hard to even get in and out of the car right now. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. I hope that wasn't too much, but I like to be honest and open with you. I always am. I have been on the trail and here, and yeah, just I appreciate you watching and everything. Just if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and just follow me on this journey and see what happens. It's going to be interesting. So until next time, we'll see you down the trail.